Hey guys and dolls, this is Casey DeVille, the better half of DeVille Inc., Baltimore, Maryland. If you're ever in Baltimore, stop in and see me and Tony. Invisible Brie, 5920 Eastern Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland, 21224. Give us a call if you're in the area, 410-400-9641, or look us up on the web at DeVilleInc.com. DeVille Inc., where we specialize in you.
Small hollow in North Carolina. There have been several Bigfoot sightings.
Hunters may need to be on the lookout for something other than deer when they hit the woods this week.
He hadn't been spotted recently, but according to these pictures, the legendary Mothman is back.
The number of UFO sightings is soaring tenfold over the past 25 years.
Now, she's not talking about people. She is talking about ghosts hanging around what some say is a real-life haunted house.
You're listening to Paratalkradio with Ted Wolf and Psychic Cindy on Paratalkradio.com, a member of the WLFE digital broadcast family. Paratalkradio is your one-stop for all things paranormal, the unknown, and the supernatural. Join us every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central for discussions and guests on topics such as ghosts, hauntings, Bigfoot, UFOs, and more. This broadcast is rated M for mature and is intended for listeners over 16. The topics, views, and opinions expressed on our show may not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of Paratalk Radio, our hosts, or our sponsors. Now, live from J-Wolf Production Studio in Ontario, New York, here are your hosts, Ted and Cindy.
Well, you're getting Ted and no Cindy. Hey, folks, how are you? Tonight's going to be a lot of fun. We are actually going to be speaking with someone that actually has got some really cool history with some stuff. She's also a psychic like Cindy. She's worked in the spiritual sciences, and she's worked in radio as well. And we figured, this would be fun to have her on the radio with us and kind of share some stories and experiences and see how things go. So we're really excited about this. Sure. And Cindy just happens to be a little late. She is a notary, and so she gets paid by doing that. So she will be here. Okay. Things for her have just been running over. So basically, I want to introduce you guys now. Her name is it's Lee, right? Or Lay? How do you?
Call me Francis. Lee is my pen name. I actually, it's confusing. Francis is it.
Francis.
The Bay of Hayday.
Okay, so Francis. Yeah. Francis is our guest this evening. You guys know how I start this. I read a little bio that they send me each time. So this is what I'm going to read for you right now. It says, past host on radio CFRB Toronto in the 1980s. Radio KTLA picked up on it, and she drove to San Diego as a special guest psychic medium on then what was known as the biggest radio show on the West Coast, the Bill Ballance Show, which was streamed from Tijuana to Vancouver. It reached millions of people throughout regular broadcasts, was instrumental in helping and changing many people's lives and thinking. She will never forget the listener, she said. This is one of her personal stories. A guy who called in from San Francisco with a message for her, he said, "You are a high-minded, pure-souled lady." And she took it to heart. And so she's expanded, gone out and done many things, and she's worked with a few big names, shared some limelight, I guess. She is a channel and a teacher of the psychic and spiritual sciences. She is an accomplished author and writer, and she is blessed with an acute sixth sense. And you know what? Cindy pretty much would say the same thing, but you know how she is, though. She's got a trucker mouth, so it would be said a lot different than that way. But so welcome to the show, Francis.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Yeah.
I've got some water. Hang on a second. I'll be right back. I forgot to bring my water. Hang on.
Okay, no, that's fine. So, guys, Cindy is running just I hear. We will. She'll be here as soon as. What's that say? Barry March is like, maybe Cindy needs a bite to eat. I wonder what it will be tonight. Let's hope that it's not pudding, right? Because that's what she's always eating, right? Cindy's always eating.
Rochester. I love Rochester. I have a special connection with Rochester.
Oh, with Rochester?
Yeah, Rochester, New York.
Yeah. So what's your connection to Rochester?
Well, my brother was a multimillionaire executive in Rochester, New York. He was in the British Royal Navy, right? The British Merchant Navy. Went to America to get his fortune. He did very well. By age 30, he was the president of Reckitt and Coleman, which was the master people in Rochester. Right. So I spent a lot of time, and I love that part of upstate New York. I just love it.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
Yeah, I love Niagara Falls, New York. I love Genesee area. I love Rochester. I've got a feeling for it.
Yeah. Now, where are you now? Where are you based out of now?
Toronto.
Yeah. That's cool. Hello, Mr. Tom Nally, Mr. Dominic, Mr. Barry Martz. Thank you for joining us, guys. It's really cool to have you here. We have Nick, who's just stopping in as well, who says that Cindy must be buying illegal pudding from the illegal pudding dealers. That's funny. That's absolutely funny. That's hysterical. Cindy has her own show called Just Cindy, and apparently when she does her show, she eats pudding. I don't know why, but she does.
Illegal pudding. Maybe something nice in it.
I don't know. So, but all right, guys. So basically, we are going to be chatting with some things that she's have experienced and seen, and just kind of going to chew the fat, as I like to say. We're just going to sit down and have 90 minutes of just chatting about certain things. So you guys make sure that if you have questions, that you put them in the chat room. So hello, Patricia, so that we can actually ask Francis. Now, that's funny is because I have an uncle whose name is Francis. That's pretty cool.
I think it's my name. I got into that. But, I pay tribute to my birth name. We choose our names,
Right. Yeah. No, that's cool. Yeah. That's cool. So it would have been Francis. Is it Francis Lee Paul Hayday?
Francis is fine for right now.
No, okay. I'm just reading.
Nevaeh Hayday. The reason it's Nevaeh, Francis A. Nevaeh Hayday, could you bring that up? Is the reason being is that I beat a death sentence from terminal cancer, right? I mean, I was supposed to be dead in the ground 10 years ago. So I adapted the name Nevaeh, which is heaven spelled backwards. Let's give credit where credit is due.
Wow.
Yeah. Nevaeh, heaven spelled backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Where it came from, Francis A. Nevaeh Hayday. I also like the numeral of it. There's a lot in names and the vibration of names. So it kind of worked for me. And I got used to it, yeah. Leah was an expedition into the possibilities. It's my Hebrew name, but I wasn't ready to pick it up. We're born to our names. And I have work to do with Francis. I wasn't ready to let go of it, and I've just embraced her again.
Wow. So now how long have you been over to this side? Because you were born in England, right? Or London?
Yeah, I was. I left England at 20 years of age with $300 in my pocket.
Wow.
Yeah, really. I just left a comfortable home, parents who adored me, everything paid for. A journey I had to make. I knew from the age of 5 that I wanted to be in America. I love America. So I was in Canada, but that was been a pace of resolution for me. It's something I had to go to. Love America. I just love America. Have a spirit for it.
I love it. You got pink on the top of your hair.
Yeah, nice, eh?
Yes. We can start calling her Pinky for short. We can call her Pinky for short. There you go. That's cool. That's cool. So, we've been talking back and forth, and, you put down a few things that I'm Dutch, and, it's interesting that you know some Dutch as well, right? You know Dutch, you Dutch people?
Yeah. My grandmother was Dutch, Jewish.
Yeah.
My grandparents on the paternal side, interesting people. On the mother's side, Irish.
Right.
And French.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I just recently found out that we have family still over there in the Netherlands, and we have a castle. We had a castle. We had all this land and property and stuff.
Is that right? Near Amsterdam, do you know it was located? Where?
Actually, I do have the information. It's on my phone. I'm not able to get it, right now. But yeah, I'll have to send you some of the information because I think you'd enjoy it. That'd be kind of cool.
That connection is nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
Have you ever been there? Have you ever been?
No. I want to, but
yeah.
It's pretty cool because you actually sent me a thing that says I am a quarter Irish and a quarter French from your mom.
Yeah.
And so that's
half Jewish from my father.
And then half Jewish. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Dutch
cool.
Jewish.
I never understood that. It's like what is Dutch Jewish?
Well, Dutch Jews.
Okay, Dutch Jews.
Holland.
Oh, okay. Oh, Jews that were born in Holland. Okay. Yeah. All right. Now I get it.
As in Russian Jews, French Jews, Jews
right.
where they landed,
Yeah. I get it now. So it just takes me a second, So you wrote a book, and I did put it on the. I do have a picture of it here somewhere. I put it on the ad that we put out there on your book. Can you kind of give me? Let me see if I can find it again. Give me an idea of what was behind you writing this book.
Well, I have to tell you, I'm a writer primarily. Like all my life, I've wanted to write, and I'm a writer. It's this movement I have. Communication is the thing. Language skills, and the psychism, and telepathy, and all that is part of a communication language skill.
Right.
But my whole drive is to communicate, and I'm a channel, but that also is a communication. So writing is a very important skill for me, and I've wanted to write all my life, and I do write. That book is unfinished. I've been struggling with that manuscript for a while. I am getting some help with getting underneath the block so I can get it out because, I have a lot to say. I mean, I have a wonderful story to tell. How many people do you know that beat a death sentence from stage 4 breast cancer? I was supposed to be around 10 years ago.
And I wish Cindy was here because we'll have to back up for her when she gets here because I don't know if she knows that. But, when you have stage 4 breast cancer and you survive that, that's a miracle. Plainly a miracle.
Doctors don't use that word ever. And my surgeon oncologist, Dr. Hayday at Princess Margaret in Toronto, he said to me last summer, "You're a miracle." I mean, it's amazing, really. Right. I'm very resilient, okay? I'm not interested in going anywhere. I bounce back. So here I am, bouncing back.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And the name of the book is Fate, Destiny, Karma, A True Story of Survival Against All Odds.
That was the name then. When I finish it, it's going to be something more. But I want to drive. So I've got a publisher. I'm going to get it done.
So it hasn't been published at all?
No, it hasn't. I'll be honest with you. I've been struggling with it for a long time. I've published other things. The book is, it's a big job. It's a huge inner focus. And I had to resolve a lot of shit, deal with a lot of crap, face a lot of crap to get to it. Because it's a biographical thing. But also, it's about acceptance, betrayal, and acceptance, and love and forgiveness. Yeah. And I've come to that recently, and that's what I want to talk about.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
If you don't have forgiveness and acceptance and compassion, you have nothing.
Right. No, I get that. So before we get into that, what other types of things do you write as an author? What other stuff have you had published or out there?
I love to write poetry.
Oh, poetry! Oh, God, you should talk to Dominic. That's here listening to the show. He's actually just published his second book of poetry.
Is that right? That's great.
Yeah, I'll have to send you a link to his books. He's got a show on Monday nights. Actually, right after this show, his show comes on.
Who did he publish with?
I don't. Dominic, if you're listening there, who was your first publisher? And I know the second one he self-published. Because sometimes it's easier to self-publish. That way you're not giving away money that you need,
I was gifted. I was from ex-libris. I was gifted, it's a true story, a $15,000 top-of-the-line book package some years ago for $3,000. It was a gift because the publishing consultant loved my story of how I had a fortune, over $1 million. And when I had stage 4 breast cancer, I was fleeced, and lost everything, ended up homeless, penniless. So that story is still unwritten, but I'm actually doing it now because I've been able to break through the blocks. There's been an obstacle to telling that story, but I've come to an acceptance of it. That's what I want to say to people. Acceptance is a very big lesson. It's a great challenge to maturity, emotional maturity, and mental strength. And actually, I came to a realization that I've accepted all the things that happened to me, gone, all those blocks are gone. And that came to me very recently, over the last week. A sense that I've accepted, a lot of things I've resented, just let go of it. And I feel very released and freed up. Hay House have been waiting for me for a couple of years for this book. I have a great publisher. I'll get it out. They're actually waiting. I'll get it done.
Well, just so you know, Dominic replied. He said the publisher he had was Tableau, Tablo was his publisher, and he said he would love to write with you, write a poetry book with you.
He
would love it.
Do you want to hear one of my poems? Do you want to hear a poem? Can I read
Sure. No, sure. Go ahead. No, that'd be great. We're waiting on Cindy anyway, so we got time.
Yeah.
Which is perfect. So, guys, while you're sitting here listening, I reached out to her because she has a lot of stories and she's actually been through a lot in her life, and I wanted to make sure that we kind of listen to her story, and also because she is a channel and a psychic, and it keeps it within the theme of the paranormal, and I thought her and Cindy would connect, but it's great that we're making a connection with Dominic already. That's pretty cool. So make sure that you guys put your questions in there and all that, and hopefully Cindy will be here shortly.
So, Ted, I've written so much. I actually had it a at night. I've just recently revitalized my place and refurbished it. I had that beautiful poem out. It was on my desk. I can't believe I find it.
Okay.
And it's not in my head right now. I will. Don't know where it is. It's kind of a mixed-up night here. Couldn't get the volume happening. Now I can't. I'm a writer. I love to knock out poetry. I just love it.
Awesome. No, I'll definitely send you a connection because he said he would love to connect with you. And also, hello, Mr. Robert White from Australia. Thank you for joining us.
That's nice.
He's awesome. He's our funny guy from Australia.
Who is he? Who's calling?
Robert White. He's just a funny guy. He's just a friend that we met back years ago, and he's been a major support for Paratalkradio.
That's great.
Yeah, it's just he's one of our major sponsors. Well, not sponsors, but dedicated, listeners. So it's always good to have him. Let's see. Cindy is out waiting on her dealer to score some pudding. Probably, Tom. She probably is waiting at Wegmans or Tops for her pudding. Definitely. Hello, Miss Chanel Fletcher. There's another young lady that has been a big part of Paratalk Radio over the years, and she is a stone and gem dealer, and so is Robert White. To be honest with you, that's what he does too. That's really nice.
Stones and gems, I love it. I'm so disappointed. I can't believe that. Hang on a second. That poem is beautiful. Hang on a second. Let me just grab it. I had to butt it out.
Okay.
You believe this? Eccentric, right? The books are eccentric. I'll never figure that.
Yeah. I love it. Robert White posts the one that will plug the show at any opportunity. That's true. Yes, Tom Nailey, you are a funny guy too, damn it. So, we're waiting on Cindy, but Frances and I are talking. She has experienced a lot in her lifetime, and she has some gifts and some stuff that I just would like to bring up and talk about, and we're just going to have a nice conversation here this evening, and hopefully you guys will stick around with us and give your questions out there in the chat room so we can get them to her.
I want to apologize to whoever's listening. I it's the first time I use StreamYard. That would kind of hung me up. The volume on my Mac sound system was broken down. I had filed stuff. My poetry, and I wanted to read my poetry, and it's not at hand. It was, and it's not now. I'm a little disorganized, so I'm sorry about that. I wanted to apologize. I wish I could read to you. I write good poetry.
No, you don't have to apologize. We totally get it. We understand. No big deal. Yeah. No big deal. Things happen. So, all right.
Around New York State, Ted?
What's that?
Do you drive and visit around New York State?
I've been pretty much all over, to be honest with you, from New York State to all the way to Texas, Oklahoma, Florida. I mean, I've been all over the place.
I drove to San Diego and back 3-4 times on the back roads. Really got to get the feel of America,
Right.
It's very sad what's happening. It's very sad.
It's very sad. Oh yeah. Oh, definitely.
And, I pray.
So why don't we go back a little bit and let's talk about when did you first discover that you were different, that you had these abilities, that you were gifted?
Well, my mother was very mediumistic. My mother was very sensible, very grounded, very gifted woman, but she was mediumistic. She was sensitive, and I kind of inherited that from her. I've always been not average, not average. So psychism has always come to me naturally. I also suffer from attention deficit disorder. So this mind of mine.
Cindy's going to love that because Cindy has actually been doing research on psychic abilities with ADD and ADHD. That pretty much all of that a lot of people that have special abilities do have. It's in there that pretty much all of them have ADD or ADHD, have some type of within that. She'll have to tell you, but that's what she's been working on for years.
She knows people with ADD, or she understands it. Yeah.
She has it. Yeah, she has it. Yep.
She has it. She's ADD.
Yeah.
See, I was a child of 5 in England, long time ago, in 1946, which is a long time ago. But I had chronic childhood onset ADD. I mean, it came on me like a cloud, when I was 5 years old. Right. So psychiatry in those days didn't have any concept or understanding of childhood mental illness. So that was a big trouble. But ADD is very specific. I think it's on the autism spectrum. I don't know.
It is. That's what they're saying, yeah.
It is. And there's a great deal of creativity tied up in ADD, if you can harness it. And I've been working on it for a long time. I'm a creative person, I was a pantomime star, a dancer. I've been a swimmer in my life.
See, we need to talk about some of that stuff. That's very interesting things. I just wish Cindy was here to, get involved with that conversation. But that's why I wanted to.
Is she coming?
Yeah, she's coming, but it's because it worked. But that's why I wanted to start from the beginning. So, like, when you first noticed or decided that this was definitely something special. I mean, you said your mom had the gift.
I was in therapy. I went into psychotherapy, like with an excellent bunch of people in Toronto, Freudian Jungian psychotherapy. And the woman I was working with, who was my psychotherapist, wrote the Murdoch Mysteries. The Murdoch Mysteries are a TV series, right? Have you seen the Murdoch Mysteries? It's all over. It's all over North American world. She became very wealthy. She wrote the Murdoch Mysteries, and it was Maureen working with her in therapy, was skilled, who my mind opened up, my unconscious, the relationships with her parents, father and mother. And she was the first one that told me that you are a writer, but I'd always known that. So it was a process of working through who I am. And once you've started that process, you kind of do it for the rest of your life, especially if you have ADD, because you're not average, you're not normal.
Yeah, well, I think today it's becoming more normal.
Yeah. It's an interesting disorder.
Right. So why don't you kind of give us an idea of what was like a story from your past that stands out when you something in your your psychic ability kind of said, hey, I know something that no one else knows, or,
I've always had, in spite of the obstacles and whatever, I've always known that I had the strength to battle through, to get to my destination. I've never lost sight of that, ever, self-belief. And the more you work at it, the stronger you get. Also, facing the shit,
right.
is a big thing. Your unconscious fears. Doing readings, last year I was working with a Groupon, I was a psychic with Groupon. And I had a client, a smart woman, she was in business for herself, had children. And I felt like asking her, I trusted her, what do you see in me? Anything you say, do you see anything that would help me? And she said, and she was absolutely right, you have a subconscious fear of death. And I came to deal with that over the last year because my stage 4 breast cancer metastasized into my liver and spine, right? It's just a natural evolution, right? But it's being dealt with excellent drugs, genius drugs that target it. And I'm very resilient, so I'll be around for a while. My karma in this life was health. I'm an astrologer. Do you know anything about astrology? My 6th house, the health house, if anyone's listening that is an astrologer, the 6th house is the health house. I have 6 planets in the 6th house, square to the moon. My karma in this life was health. And by neglecting my karma has resulted in a struggle with cancer and also with psychiatric illness, right? Not illness, but the psychiatric spectrum. And you have to be very strong to deal with that, right?
Wow.
So I've lost my interest in specifically making money first to getting my health back first, because everything else will follow. So
Right.
health is a very interesting thing, the mind, the power of the mind.
Well, I think sometimes too, as an individual, I mean, if you set a goal, no matter what the goal is, and you know where you have to end up, that this is your main goal, this is what you have to accomplish. I think pretty much if you're a strong-willed person and you have the drive and the ability, you're going to make it. You know what I mean? And especially like when you say health comes first, everything else will follow. It'll fall into place. That's just the way nature is, though. You know, it's like after a forest fire, it's natural to see that will become green again and things will come back vibrant, more color, more, you know what I mean? It's just, it's a natural order of things, you know? So, yeah, and being, to stay focused on that, as in your health, and knowing that if you can get this done, everything will fall in place is amazing. I mean, and it's just, I'm not saying it's easy, because Lord knows we all get distracted by things.
Yeah.
I mean, situations too, our living situations could change, jobs could change, the things that you need to stay healthy. You may not have the money, you may not have, the right medication because you don't have the money. Who knows? But there's just a lot out there that changes.
Yeah. Life, is a funny thing. I'm one of those people that, life had to wipe me on the floor for me to wake the fuck up. So,
yeah.
and to wake the fuck up. And I actually did. And I'm very happy about that. And this only happened very recently. And I'm 75 and I feel good about it. I feel like it's ahead of me to write. I have to get that book out. The Hay House is waiting for it. Hay House, I have a great publisher at Hay House, the publishing consultant. I would have to do it. It's down there. It's been a block.
Wow. Dominic, the poet that I was telling you about, that's had a couple books that he's written, he actually is going to be popping on here real quick to talk to you directly. Okay. I'm going to bring him on the show. He wants to say hi to you, and there he is. So we'll do it this way. So, hello, Dominic. Turn your volume down, buddy. Turn your volume down.
I got you.
Wow. Dominic, now we can hear. I don't know what you're listening to, but we can still hear me.
Hopping on here real quick to talk to you directly.
I don't know what that is.
You're a lucky person. I feel you're a lucky person. You land on your feet. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got feedback coming from somewhere.
Yeah.
How about
that? That's better.
Okay. Hi, my friend. Yeah, I jumped on real quick because of the poetry session. I really have a nice connection to you tonight. I think you're a wonderful person, and I would love to write a poetry book with you, and I will help you out any way I can, because poetry is life to me. So, you've made a nice connection with me through Paratalkradio tonight. So I really appreciate the show.
It's nice. What, you've got a vibe? You feel something? What do you feel?
Just a strong personality. I would love to see the words within your poetry, because I'm sure they run.
I had cleaning ladies in on the weekend is what it is, and my cleaning ladies packed stuff up. They were here Saturday. They had all my poetry. They packed it up somewhere. It's packed somewhere, but I got a ton of it. I love to write, and when I do write poetry, it flows easily.
Dominic, are you on LinkedIn?
Love poem.
What's that?
I want you to read a love poem that I wrote for my best friend.
Dominic, are you on LinkedIn?
Hi, Dominic. I feel you're a very lucky person.
Yeah. Dominic, are you on LinkedIn?
I will get on LinkedIn. I will. I'll make that happen this week. But if you can have her send me her email, I'll personally send her my books as a gift.
Yeah, we'll do that. I'll do that I'll do that later on tonight.
But in reality, like, I feel her tree is so big and the roots run so deep that I would love to read the years and years of what she has went through and been through her entire life. So I'm sure that poetry runs real deep. I can't wait to hear it and then possibly write one with you.
That That's Miriam, awesome. You have wide set eyes. You have vision. You see things, right?
Yeah, we're all together in this. You understand that? So yeah.
You have green eyes?
They're blue. Yeah. Cold blue is what they've all said.
You're very sensitive. What's your sign? What's your birthday?
I'm Aries, March 23rd.
March 23rd.
Fire sign. So yeah, we're all like a family here. Ted has helped me get into this, and watching you tonight, I've grown a passion to want to work with you. And this is kind of how it works, I think.
Networking is what it's called.
Right.
Yes, indeed. And I'm not going to stay on here long because I didn't want to take up any space from Paratalk Radio. When Cindy comes in, you're going to love her to death. And then
maybe some people love her and some people hate her. So.
Yeah, no,
she's very strong. Very strong.
She is. And then if you saw what she did last week with what we did with my show, she actually did a nice psychic connection with another group.
Yeah.
Awesome.
From just far and far away. So she's
awesome.
On point with everything she does. This is just a strong group. My friend, I'm not going to stay on here, but I will get the links to you. Ted will get the links to me. Yep. And then we will work together.
Then I'll just leave it up to you guys to connect. I'll just swap the stuff for you.
You're very good with children and animals. Right, Dominic?
What's that? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Children and animals.
You're
good with children and animals, kids and animals.
Yeah, and then I don't have any kids and stuff like that, but yeah, they're everything's kind of drawn to me.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, children like you, I know.
So it's all kind of like that. Yeah. So anyway, my friend.
All right, we'll talk to you soon, Dominic.
All right, you'll be my friend, and then I'll see you tonight at 10 o'clock.
All right.
All right.
Thanks,
later.
Bye. Thanks, Dom. Don't forget, folks, that Dominic's show, Real Talk with Dom, is right up after Paratalk Radio on WLFE DB Radio Network. So we're actually going to take a quick break. Cindy should be here shortly. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. And remember, if you're looking for different types of shows or just looking for something different, period, go over to WLFE. WLFE-DB.com. Check out the website first, and then you can find the links to kind of join us and all that good stuff. But we'll be right back. All right, so we are back, and we were talking with Francine, and she is an author, psychic medium channel. She's had an interesting life, and we're here to discuss some of that stuff. And now you also had the attachment to the paranormal. You like some of the paranormal stuff as well, right?
I was watching a fascinating story on history, the History Channel. I really got caught up in it. Like they actually. I actually came to see that it was true. I do believe that Jesus Christ of Nazareth, was an alien. I mean, I do believe that. He had miraculous healing powers because he wasn't a human being.
Right.
I found it fascinating. The Catholic sacraments of blood and of wine and bread are to do with what was his healing properties of his blood. So human blood. I mean, I kind of got that, and I wanted to research it, but it was a fascinating concept.
Right. And there's a lot of stuff like in every avenue of the paranormal, whether it be supernatural or the unknown or whatever. There's so many interesting facts that are deep rooted in there that anybody with the right mind could sit down and just make connections. And it's kind of like, you know how like if you were a detective on a TV show, you would put all these pictures on the wall and use the string to kind of attach it all to follow a trail. That's pretty much what you can do with the supernatural. Sure, it takes time. It's probably would take, many, many years to get some of it down, but that's why we're in this field. That's why we do what we do, is because we're looking for answers that nobody's been able to come up with. So the paranormal, especially for me, is a big chunk of my life. The psychic connections, the research that was done at Duke University, which is now, I can't remember the name of it, but now it's a newer company now that bought that company out of Duke University. There's many research facilities still working on psychic abilities, from your telekinesis, psychokinesis to automatic writing to there's just so much stuff that's still being done. And then you have your individual investigators or fields, I guess, within that, which would be like your UFOs, your ghost hunters, your Bigfooters, your whatever. There's just so much in this field. Yeah, there is. But you turn on the TV, and especially like Travel or Discover, there's always something on. Even A&E has gotten in on that. So I mean, there's more paranormal shows and mystery shows and supernatural or the unknown shows than there's ever been before in the history of TV.
I think the planet is really gearing up for a huge leap of intelligence and a leap of understanding. I'm certain of that, because the influences are so dark. Now, there has to be a breakthrough, and there will be a breakthrough. I don't think God intends for the human race to go down,
Right. So I was just going to ask. So your belief is you're Christian, or what's your belief system?
I'm Jewish.
Jewish. Oh, okay. So you are okay. So I didn't know if you followed that faith or not. Okay. So it's tough because like every different denomination or faith out there has an explanation for the same thing that can mean 20 different things. That's what I mean? The Egyptology to even like what the Greeks believed, what the gods were and what their abilities were and what they did. Like the breakdown of the god of war, the god of love, and all that stuff. It's amazing how, there's a different age between the two of us, but knowing the same thing and having the knowledge and the education to take that and say, hey, I can connect these dots. I can see something that nobody else sees, whether it be a fine thread of silver string, like they say, or, something that's just common in all of them. It's just amazing to me to see that all of these past civilizations had a single thread that connected them.
Sure, absolutely.
And the
ancient civilization of Sumeria was very advanced. Our civilization started from Sumeria. But all advanced civilizations have a mystical connection with the universe, with what they term God,
Well, yeah, you look at the old Athenian scripture and stuff like that, is they had seers. They had those women that were virgins that they were raised to just see, to give the king power to know where to invade or stuff like that. And, but all through several different types of civilizations and groups of people. I mean, the Mayans had such a huge impact on even our life today and what we've taken from them.
Right.
It's just, I think to me, that's amazing and astonishing that civilizations that are hundreds and hundreds of years, even thousands of years prior to us, we still have that connection. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, and connection. If we don't have a connection to the higher force and the higher self, there's no way out. You can't come out alive. There has to be a connection to the universe, or the one's relationship with the universe, or you're not going to come out alive.
Right.
Because we're very limited within ourselves. We're unlimited if we allow the universe and those amazing powers of our mind to open up, to lift us up. But that takes an act of faith. You got to work at it, and you got to take the knocks, and you got to take it seriously.
Right, and that's something that's talked about a lot, especially in the paranormal field. Is like when people go out to investigate like a haunting or a Bigfoot sighting, it's like you don't want to go out there without faith. You need to have that faith. You know.
You know, there is such a thing as psychic attack, negative psychic attack. And are you aware of that? Have you thought about that?
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes.
You know, they call it demonic possession. They call it a lot of things. But there is such a thing as negative psychic attack from outside of us. People need to be aware of that, you know, and they need to fortify themselves against negativity, which will just destroy us and take us out. Yeah. The human being has to aspire to a higher self, higher force, and it's within us. Everybody has to reach within themselves, as painful as it is to grow.
I really wish Cindy was here because I know she would love to talk with you, and she is seriously running late by 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But
where is she? Oh, she's a notary, right?
Yeah, she's a notary, so she was doing a lot of that stuff. So hopefully she'll be here soon, because I don't think her intention was to miss the show. She's never missed a show that I know of so far. So, you know, we're good. So, guys, if you get questions or you have any ideas or anything you'd like to talk with her about, please get them ready. Make sure they're there. So why don't we carry on with some of the other things? Like you were homeless for a while.
Yeah, I've been there, done that. I was very wealthy 10 years ago. A lot of money, over $1.5 million. I got taken. I had stage 4 breast cancer. Going through a ton of crap, man. I was carrying these burdens, which I was unable to extricate myself from the time. I just sucked down. I was sucked into a gutter. I mean, I lost all that money, every penny. Ended up on the streets, homeless. But that took its roots in the past. But you know, I overcame all that.
Right. Now that's something though. I mean, that's. You know, it's a growth thing. It's like, you know, it's like a set of stairs that we have in our lifetime, and we have to get up each stair to get to where the ending is. So no matter what's thrown at you, if you know what your final destination is, you need to push through it. You need to find the strength to get to that goal.
The thing about homelessness, you know, I was panhandled for a long time. I mean, my income was knocked down, my health, everything gone. And I had 3 cats of support, and it was very expensive to live in Toronto. And I take nutritions and cannabis oils for my cancer, you know, expensive nutrients. I have to work. So I actually was a champion panhandler. I made a ton of money, tax-free money, hauling it in. And it was the high spot in my life. The compassion of people, complete strangers, was very healing to me. People praying over me, Christians, Muslims, Jews praying to me, giving me money. You know, it was a wonderful period in my life, actually. It sounds like the rock bottom, but it wasn't. I had to come to rock bottom. I'm one of those people that had to come to rock bottom to learn the value of a buck and to learn the value of life and to do priorities. I've been there, rock bottom, level right out.
Right. Now, that was here in the States, right?
Yeah, in Canada and the States.
Yeah.
All Canada. I've been in Canada because of my medical health, my medical treatment. I have great doctors, you know, with my cancer doctors and so on. I have great psychiatrists, good helpers. So I'm in Canada, but I was just flattened out. Yeah, I was taken out for $1.5 million gone by a scumbag who took me out when I had cancer.
Wow.
He ended up on the streets. You know, he was a dangerous man. And at the time, why would I do that? It was just part of the learning process. Not just let go of it, accept it, gone. And it takes great maturity to say bye-bye and go fuck yourself on the way out.
Right.
And I did that. And it's a wonderful feeling, you know.
Right. So you know, when did you know you wanted to be a writer?
All my life, you know, I can remember sitting in a high chair when I was 6 months old. Like it came into life with this drive to communicate. You know, it comes from another life. And then the other lives.
Like you mean past lives?
Yeah, been around a long time. A long time. So this, you know, I'm fascinated and drawn to the life of Oscar Wilde. And I know that I knew Oscar Wilde in a circle. I mean, I believe that. I feel it. The writings of the life of Oscar Wilde. So I get it. And why not? It inspires me.
Right.
But, yeah, why not? You know, I talk to her about this mystical stuff. And it's good to know that in Judaism and religions, there is a mystical side, you know, mystical teachings.
Right.
And I don't know so much Christianity. Do you know anything about Christianity?
Enough of it. I did study theology, which had a tidbit of everything, So, but that was, and that's why I was saying earlier that the connection that each religion, especially with civilizations, they bring to the table pretty much the same thing. You just have to learn how to connect it or weave it, with like a needle and thread. You have to figure that out on your own. But
what's mind blowing? Our planet is a speck. It's not even a blip on the radar in the universes that abound in the celestial heavens. It's mind-blowing. If you ever take that in, that our planet is nothing.
Right.
Not even a blip on the radar. It doesn't even exist. It's so tiny. It's so minuscule. You think there isn't life on other planets? Of course there is.
Yeah, well, you got to think about that. It's like, the how big the universe is compared to this little planet that we live on. And we take so many things for granted that we have. And at the same time, we look to aspire to a certain position, but yet look how big this freaking universe is that we're in.
Oh, it's staggering. On December 21st, the planets Jupiter, the huge planet Jupiter and Saturn are in an exact conjunction at 21 degrees Capricorn.
Mm-hmm.
800 years there's been that celestial configuration. It matters. It means a great deal to the United States. It means a great deal to the government of the United States. It means a great deal to the financial structure of the financial systems that we live in. Huge changes ahead, huge changes. We better pray for a strong leader. Like, I don't want to get politics into this. Pray for Donald Trump. Biden gets in, you tank. Forget it.
Yeah. We think that Biden is gonna, but people are still hoping and praying. So let me say hi here. We got a new one here. Gut and Pit Paranormal Society. Thank you for joining in. They're just saying hello. That's cool to have some new people. Shar McIntyre. Thank you for joining us as well. So if you notice, Cindy isn't here. She's normally here. She had to work late. We're still hoping she gets to pop in here before I'm finished interviewing Miss Francis here.
That's a very interesting combination, notary and a psychic.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
She's a notary, she's a psychic medium, she's a past life regressionist, hypnotherapist, and a radio host, and then she's a co-host for my radio. So she has like 6 jobs.
She likes people, she wants to help. She likes people, she wants to help.
Yeah, she loves to help people.
She wants to help, right?
Nick's on here. I guess he needs some attention from Teddy for a second. He says, Teddy, can you tell the world that I'm also a funny guy, too, since Tom Naley was trying to take all the credit? Yes, you're funny, too, Nick. I'll give you that. I'll pat you both on the back. Make it fair. But Robert still gets the love first because Robert was the first funny man in our chat rooms. So there you go.
Congratulations on your show, by the way. I think it's great that you've kept this together and keep it going. And it will grow exponentially. I'm proud.
5 years. 5 years come January.
That's good business sense. I really admire that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Robert's like, don't forget Cindy's biggest job, a mom. Yeah, she is a mom.
Right.
But, yeah, so, you had mentioned somewhere in one of our chats about Elton John. What was that about?
Oh, when I was panhandling at the Scotiabank, I used to panhandle at Scotiabank Center. when it tanked right out, but I made good money there. I used to go and clean up $200-300 a night.
Wow.
I worked an Elton John concert. It was the best ever. I made about $500. That was years ago when I was doing my thing. But I bounced beyond that. I seem to have lifted myself up.
So, well, I'm really, I'm glad we had the opportunity to visit like this, and and I'm looking forward to the book. So can you give me an idea of what the book is actually about, though, so that the people in the chat.
My mother. It's about my relationship with my mother. It's about uniting that. It's about exploring love. It's about acceptance for our fate. Acceptance is a very difficult lesson for a lot of people, right? But once you learn that lesson, it's a great healer. Acceptance of yourself. People have trouble with that, It ties them up in knots.
Well, I think so. I mean, it took me a long time to accept certain things about myself as well. And I actually came out when I was in my early teens, and then
I didn't know.
yeah, and I came out in my early teens, but then back in my 30s, I ended up having to do it again because I worked in the public. I was a singer in a band for 20 years.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and so I had to come out again. And then when I got hooked up with WLFE, I'm the program director for this network.
Yeah.
And so when that came about, I just decided, you know what, this is who I am. I'm not going to hide it. So now, you know, it's out there. If people want to talk to me about it, fine. If not, then I'm not volunteering certain information either. But this is who I am.
Yeah.
Deal with it or fuck off.
It's nice. You have a partner?
No, I've been single for 20 years.
Pardon?
I've been single for 20 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah, trust me, I want one. I just can't find one. I guess I'm too picky.
I don't want one, but I would like one.
There you go. There you go.
I've got
So,
cats, but I love people, you know. When I'm out, it's like people come to me all the magnetized, and I just love to chat and wrap it up with people, you know. You learn a lot from people.
So let me ask you a couple questions.
Yeah,
like, what is your thought, or what is your hypothesis of ghosts and hauntings? What do you think about that?
Well, they're real. I've seen them. I mean, I've seen the spectre of death. That's what put me in Cambridge Mental Hospital in March. It was coming to take me out. It was associated with the spread of my cancer, but it was real. I mean, I've never gone through that all my life. I've never experienced such terror as seeing the spectre of death. I mean, it was a real energy field. I think it was amazing. But, you know, it tied in with what my client had said when I was doing readings last year. Interesting one. She said, you have a subconscious fear of death, and it registered. And actually this year I came to terms with that, faced it, and it's gone away. When you face things you're scared of, they actually usually go away. So I'm interested in pursuing actually what happens after death, and I'm making arrangements to do that with somebody. Hopefully will help me with that, with some therapy. I'm interested in pursuing it, life or the life to come. But you can't live in the past, that's gone. You can't live in the future, that's not here. The present is where it's at. But from the present, you can get a lot of
Well, you know, they've always told us, especially when you get into school and you're trying to be educated, that, you know, your past is there for a reason. It's there to lead you forward so that you don't make the same mistakes again. But there's also a lot of other things in the past that we use. We don't want to be like that movie Groundhog's Day. We don't want to relive the same thing over and over and over. We want to be able to break the chain. We want to be able to move forward and advance ourselves, whether it be spiritually or emotionally or even just financially. We need to push ourselves forwards. And what that means is your past actually becomes a part of the building block of who you really are.
That's right, for sure.
You know?
Absolutely. Have you ever worked with people in jail? I don't know why I'm asking you that. Do you know anything about jail? Law, people in jail? Have you ever?
Yeah, no, I've never done that. No.
I was in jail once for a month. It wasn't even my fault. It was to do with a part of my life that had to do with a bunch of shit I went through with a doctor. Anyway, I ended up in jail. It was just terrifying. I was in a cell with two lesbians who had their thing was arson, like setting fire to post boxes.
Wow.
That was the experience. A month of that, and I thought I was going to lose my mind. I was bailed out by my wonderful woman, a Jamaican woman. I was staying with her at the time, and she came up with $2,000 to get me out, bail me out. And that was an experience. And I have a lot of, law and order jails are a fascinating source of material for us.
Oh, definitely. I could see that. I mean,
jail within us and the jail outside of us. Jail.
Well, but that's the thing. All the experiences that we go through in life, they're there as lessons, and they're there to help us remember not to make mistakes, as I said, but also they're there to kind of, show us a little bit of light and where our next move is, where to place our foot next. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so stories, and this is my belief, that every story that you hear has an ounce of truth. Somebody had to place their foot forward to even make the story or to create the story for us to read. Yeah. So their truth is in there somewhere. It's just figuring out what it is. And it's like today with the paranormal, like you being a psychic, and having, and being able to channel all that stuff is like, it's amazing. And there are people out in this world that wish they had something, and they don't even realize that, like what Cindy says all the time, everybody's psychic. They just don't know how to tap into it. They don't know how to use it to their advantage or whatever. But that's her opinion, you know.
Whose opinion?
Cindy's. Psychic Cindy's.
Yeah. But you attract naturally. You attract all kinds of energies naturally. You have all your life, right?
Right.
Were you in the military at any time?
Was I what?
In the military?
No.
Oh.
Not, well, maybe in a past life, but not this life. Yeah. No, they wouldn't take me.
I admire the military, you know. I admire men and women who serve. It takes tremendous discipline and guts, courage. You know?
It does. I mean, to turn yourself into a someone that will sacrifice your life for other people, and you know, a lot of that stuff is scary. But you know, I look at, I was in the fire department for a long time. I was in the EMS for a long time. So you know, I did volunteer my services there as well, and we did put ourselves on the front line. Not say in a war, but in other situations where we could have been harmed. So you know, I know the feeling and the acceptance that we have to take on ourselves to put ourselves there. Because it's very, it can get to you, you know.
You know, something on a social level that really affects me is modern day slavery. Like, slavery is worse now than it ever was at any time, ever in history. The slave trade was nothing compared to the global slavery, the trafficking of women and children. It's horrific, and it's epidemic. You know?
Yeah, it's amazing that it's still happening, especially with what we talk about, that we believe, that we think should change, and it's still happening every day. There are people being taken over the border, Americans, young children and women, even, you know, I've heard of young teen men being, you know, 15, 13, being taken over the border. And
Mexico?
Actually, Mexico. That's what I heard.
Who takes them?
I believe, I'm not sure, but that's what I've heard.
I'm sorry, they're sold. Okay, sold is sold, and it happens. It's happening. It really bothers me. It's something I'd like to do something about. I would like to write a blog or do something, and I need to get on this computer and do some social work. Slavery bothers me. Enslavement, suffering humanity, the degree of suffering in humanity, it's just staggering.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. You know, I've always thought that if you could get yourself like 100 psychics in one room to help change the way things are, with the knowledge that they could collect from their spirits or so on and so forth, maybe some answers could be pushed forward, and not just for slavery, but for everything else in the world that's so negative, because there's so much out there that is terrible. I remember, and I can't remember which president it was, but there was a group of witches that came together that tried to stop this president from becoming president. And they had, I don't even remember how many it was, but they were all at the famous rock I can't, for the life of me, my brain is gone. The rock formations, the giant rock formations, Stonehenge. They were
all over the world, rock formations. They're even in New England as well as England. They're in New England, rock formations, you know.
Right. But it was Stonehenge where they all gathered, try to create, you know, a different, to take a negative and turn it into a positive, the manifestation of energy. And it was amazing that it was publicized. I thought it was amazing to see that in the public, you know, that it was right on headlines.
Crop circles are an amazing thing. It's another thing. Do you know anything about crop circles?
Very little. I do know that there's a big percentage of them that was made by humans, that they were faked. But there are still a few that have not been able to, you know, be, what's the word I'm looking for? They haven't found answers for. They don't know why it was created or how it was created. The way certain things were bent. And
alien intelligence. I'm sort of having dumped the past and a lot of crap in the past. I'm really open to a new energy. And the question of alien intelligence is just boring me. I'm going to explore it, and I want to write about it. I'm going to incorporate it in my book as a whole work of art. Alien intelligence is something else that's heavy. I mean, there's no question that Roswell, that aliens crashed.
Mm.
You know, it's no question. And those bottles were stored in cold storage by the U.S. military, right?
Right. Well, I've had several people from MUFON on here, and they've told us all that what they believe is true. And now that the pilots, the Navy pilots, are coming back saying that they're seeing these things in the sky, they're actually being able to release that stuff. So, you know, but it's amazing how many people that believe in ghosts, but they can't believe in aliens. You know what I mean? It's like, to me, it would make more sense to go the opposite direction, but it is what it is. I mean, there's so many people out there with different ideas. They don't have the knowledge of the education, and believe it or not, we don't have enough of that information to even, you know, all we can do is tell stories. I mean, there's book after book about ghosts, there's book after book about alien abductions and stuff like that, and book after book on Bigfoot, and now Dogman and Mothman and all these supernatural things.
When I was going through this period, a difficult period, but I learned a lot, there was a separate intelligence that channeled, and I spent a lot of time writing automatically, and actually my book constructs around that story. You know, I got information from 4 or 5 centuries ago. I mean, it's no question that I believed it, and that it placed me in a context that I understood. It was very interesting, and that came from an intelligence that was outside of me. It wasn't within me. You know, automatic writing. I wrote stuff out, which filled notebooks with it, without my hand barely moving. Hand moved by itself. That was an experience that happens.
Automatic writing, I actually do that a lot. I call it scribble magic. Basically what it is for me is I can get to a point of my meditation where I could down and open myself up and put a pen in my hand, and the doodles or the things that I, you know, scribble or scrabble or whatever you want to call it on the paper actually makes sense after I'm done. I come out, I snap out of it, I look at it, and it's like, wow, you know, I've done a couple of those for other people, you know, and said, hey, you know, this is what I got. And amazing enough, the majority of them came to be exactly accurate. So, you know, it's amazing. We all have connections to something outside ourselves. We just have to learn how to tap into it. Hello, Ashley. But yeah, there's things. I wish Cindy was here. Gosh, she is like.
She made a box tonight with a notary work.
She's an amazing psychic. I oh yeah.
I'd like to get a reading from her. I'd like to know if she picks up on me. Does she see me at all, or has she not seen me tonight?
She hasn't seen you.
Oh.
I'm just texting her quick, find out where the hell she is. But okay, so we talked about ghosts. We've been talking about spiritualism, UFOs. We've been talking about aliens. We've been talking a lot of things here in the paranormal, more or less. And the experience, now you, like we had discussed earlier, you had survived this stage 4 cancer, breast cancer and stuff. And there was a part of you that basically you were dying. You were going to be gone, and you beat it. You know, Matt, it's a miracle. But was there times within that you were, I don't know, like really reaching out or hearing something outside of yourself, trying to?
I lost all my money. That's all I could think about. I wasn't interested in cancer. I saw it was like a flu, as an inconvenience. And I denied it. It was in denial. It's a very bad disease. I mean, it will take you out. So actually, the fact that I had to deal with it and face it for the first time, as I have, but I'm getting amazing drugs. Cancer is one of those things that you have to take really seriously. I really do, because it has a mind of its own. I'm sorry, what was the question? I was going to answer.
Well, I'm just wondering, like, when you were going through all this, where you were, you know, did you feel like your psychic part was open enough where maybe you were getting information or something to tell you to stay strong or anything? Because they say that when you get close to death,
I was just completely reduced. You know, here's a woman who has, you know, I did radio shows on the West Coast and TV shows on the West Coast, and I was a pantomime star, and I started a theater company, and I've been a writer, and I was closed right down into zip. It was a very difficult period, horrible, but I got used to it. You know, that's the problem. So I never took this cancer seriously, this death sentence. I didn't buy it. Didn't connect. I didn't buy it. I didn't believe it.
Right.
And I still don't.
That's a really strong will you got right there.
I have my best friend Vince. He's an athlete. He's a baseball athlete. He would have made major leagues, Vince. The Blue Jays. Anyway, Vince says I lived to 90. All my aunts and my mother, they all lived to the hundreds. You know, so Brazilian. I'm a bionic woman, is what it is.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So anybody out there has cancer, please fight it. It's in your mind. God be very good to you. God helps those who help themselves. Fight for your life.
Yeah, don't give up. Keep fighting. Yeah, exactly.
It's important. Yeah. It's important to God too. Like God, Don't let God down. Fight for your life. Our life is a gift. Where does it come from? God. It's a gift. Each day is a gift. You got to be grateful. You got to learn gratitude. Many doors open to you if you learn gratitude.
Look at the kitty cat. I see the cat behind you.
Oh, come on, baby. Come on, say hello. Come on. Is that hello? Come on. I've got 3 cats. You want to see them?
That's all right. So do
you like horses?
Horses, cats, dogs. I'm pretty much an animal person.
Yeah. I can see that. Yeah, I like horses too. I like betting on them.
Yeah. You like betting on them?
Yeah, I do. I'm a gambler. I'm a very clever gambler. And when I'm on a roll, I've done very well. But gambling, you have to be careful with that too. But I love horses, race horses. My back. I've got encyclopedic knowledge of horse racing, jockeys, race horses who win, trainers, their stats, the tracks, the distances. I'm horse crazy.
Wow, that's cool. That's cool.
Isn't that neat?
I would definitely say horse crazy. Yeah. But, we talked about all that other stuff. So, if you don't mind, I'll throw a couple more at you. What do you think about other living things on our planet that we know nothing about, like Bigfoot or the Mothman? What do you think?
They existed. Myth is built up around them. But why not? I mean, there were many, many monsters in our prehistoric past. Is Bigfoot supposed to be alive? I don't think he is. But I'm sure there was a Bigfoot. I don't know an interesting Bigfoot. It's like a myth. Scotland, right? Scotland. It's a nice myth to hang on to. It's a national myth. But sure, I think they existed at one time. Negative forces do exist. I know that. And they compound and they can destroy you with illness and disease. That I know.
Right. So you don't think that Bigfoot exists today? You think he's something from the past?
I don't know much about Bigfoot. I never had an interest in it. You tell me about Bigfoot. Where is he?
He's all over. He's all over the United States. He's in British Columbia. He's in Canada. Is
he one Bigfoot, or has he got a family? Is it one Bigfoot?
I have no. I know there's got to be more than one, because there's no way you could travel from the state of Washington to New York. There's no way. But
what does he do? Is he nice or bad?
Don't know. All I know is his people. There's a
guy called Bigfoot. Sounds right.
What is there? 250,000 sightings, I think, of a Bigfoot. Right? So it's really high, and there's a lot of stories about him. Yeah.
Is he human or all animal? What is it?
Well, I think they believe that he's like human, but much larger, 8 foot, 10 foot tall, somewhere in there.
That sounds like an alien. I mean, I'm sure that rings a bell.
Yeah, you know what? Do some research on it. You may be interested to find out, for yourself. I mean, Bigfoot does exist all over. I mean, they have them. What is it? The skunk ape, they believe, is a big part of the Bigfoot family, which lives in Florida. There's the Yeti that is up in Russia, and there's so many different types of Bigfoot, all over the world. Dominic says, I think Bigfoot exists. I think Loch Ness monster, or the Loch Ness died, and that is a legend. Yeah. Well, don't tell them that in Scotland, because they'll tell you that it exists. I mean, that brings in like $2.5 million a year from them. It's just this whole, supernatural Loch Ness monster. But, we in the States, we have our own Loch Ness, and it's actually called Champ, and he lives in Lake, I can't remember, but he lives in one of the 5 Great Lakes. So, it's there's stories, so, but yeah, it's all over. I truly believe that if we're still discovering things at the bottom of the ocean, or in places that man has never set foot, I can't believe there's a lot of places like that left, but there's new creatures found every day.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, Ohio Grassman. Yes, there's another version of Bigfoot. Thank you, Barry. Yetis in the Himalayas. Yes. So.
He sounds like a nice guy. Bigfoot. I mean, it doesn't sound like bad, you know.
Well, yes, Champ is in Lake Champlain. Thank you, Nick. And so, I don't know. I mean, I've never heard of anybody being killed by a Bigfoot.
Right. Sounds like.
Now I have a tiger. I have a lion.
Yeah.
You know, and we see those things.
Yeah.
You know, so who knows? You know, maybe he's just like a caveman. Maybe he was part of the human evolution, and you know, that's all I can think of at this time.
Yeah, it sounds realistic to me. Why not?
Yeah.
That's something I'm interested in. I'm more interested in the higher things like inspiration and people who beat the odds, you know, that kind of thing. I'm really interested in people who beat the odds and people who give back. That's what I have to do. I've got to give back. I have to give my life back, and I have to give back. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, I get that too.
Yeah.
You know, there's it's like Cindy. I admire her for everything that she does in her life, and then she still has time to.
She your lover? Oh no, you're gay.
Yeah, no. She's just a really good friend. She's probably one of the closest friends that I have in this lifetime. She's just amazing.
She's a good businesswoman.
But she's smart, that's for sure. She's people laugh at her because she's blonde and has a truck driver mouth, but you know she's smart too. So, you know, one of those dumbfounded things that people say. What's that?
I'd like to meet her.
I would like you to meet her too. I don't know where the hell she is though. Nick is putting on here. There's also people, Pepe of Lake. It's Pepin. Pepe of Lake Pepin in Minnesota. Bear Lake Monster of the Bear Lake in Idaho and Utah, and Bessie of the Lake in Erie, Ohio. Look at you go, Mr. Nick, with all this information. Barry Martz says that I guess Bigfoot may tend to throw rocks at you in the evening if you are too close to their territory, in their territory. Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of a natural thing. Animals don't want you near their babies, so they're definitely going to find a way to get you to stay away. I mean, we already know that, you know, if you back maybe a baby or a mama bear in the corner and she's got a couple cubs there, you might as well give your ass a sweet kiss because it's bye-bye. She's going to take your ass out, you know. So, and that's fact. But there's so many things that, like I said, in this world, especially in the paranormal, supernatural, mysticism, psychic world and everything, that we still don't understand. And it's amazing how many people still just say, "Oh, ghosts exist. I know they do," and that's what they're good. That's all they need. They don't need proof that they exist or that it exists. But for me, most of these people know in the chat room that watch the show and are around me know that I'm one of these people that I will always ask for more because that's just the way I am. Right. You know, I need to know more. So Dominic says
I've seen two.
Two?
Yeah. I've seen a bunch.
Dominic says she is a person who I truly, really love. Never met her but on the phone. Oh, he's talking about Cindy. Yeah, he's never met her but talked to her on phone calls and chats, and she is amazing. See, Cindy's not even here, and we're saying good things about her. What the hell? Nick is saying.
Can I see a picture of Cindy?
Yeah, I got one here. We can pop up in a second. Nick is saying, sadly, we don't have anything here in Chicago, but in Southern Illinois, we have the Enfield Horror. Yes, you do. We have a version of our own Bigfoot, the Big Muddy Monster, or Murfreesboro Mud Monster, Phantom Panthers, or Alien Big Cats, and Thunderbirds. Chicago, no, that's right. That's Virginia. Virginia has the Mothman. But yeah. All right, so let me see if I can find a picture of Cindy for you so you can see what she looks like.
Is that a cross behind you? What is this thing here?
Wait a minute. Behind me?
Yeah, this image here. It's interesting. It's a cross with a dollar sign in the middle of it. What is it? This here?
Oh. This is just a background. Oh. It's of a cemetery.
Oh.
It's just a picture of the cemetery. I mean, I can change it. I can change it like that.
It's interesting. I like it.
Oh, you did like it. Okay. Well, we'll leave it. We'll leave it there.
That's me. That's positive thinking. With your money, either with you or behind you, whatever money. It's important. You take it with money. Look after it. Save it. Handle it well. I've learned that.
Yeah, Barry Martz is saying that the Survivor Man, which is on YouTube, he's got a Bigfoot documentary that he just saw on the Travel Channel last night. In fact.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. I'll check it out. It's interesting. It sounds so.
Yeah.
It sounds so like a pleasant creature. Bigfoot. He never hurt anybody, right?
Not that I know of. I mean, I'm not positive, but I've never heard of anything, of him being that, like nasty or hateful towards anybody. Just all I've ever heard is that he's hard to find, hard to see. He throws rocks at people to keep them from where they are. I don't know. They try to protect their own for the most part, and I don't blame them. We all do that.
When I like the gay men. I've always had gay men in my life. Years ago, when I went to LA to do shows, I hung out with Danny and Larry in LA, and they fought so much that they tore the chandelier down. Fought like cats and dogs. I like gay people.
Yeah, cool. Cool. All right, let me see if I can get this to work now that I found it. All right. Get that picture to come up here. Oh, that's background picture. Yeah, I'm still waiting on Miss Cindy, though. I wish I knew where she was.
75. Do I look 75 to you?
No.
Dang.
No. No, my mom is 78, 77, 78.
She's youthful. Your mom is healthy, youthful.
Yeah. Yep.
She's a kind soul. I like your mom. Your mother is grounded, whole woman, whole Mother Earth kind of.
Yeah. She was born in September.
Virgo?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's alone right now. What happened to your dad?
Oh, he's still here. He's still here.
Is he around?
Yeah. Yeah, he's here. Handful.
Yeah, your mom.
Major handful.
Your mom's strong.
Oh, yeah. She gives him hell all the time.
She has inner faith, your mother.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right, that picture's coming up right now. Lori Casso, do you believe in reincarnation? So Lori is asking, do you believe in reincarnation?
No, I absolutely do. No question about it. I've lived those lives. I've experienced significant lives that were just hugely challenging, horrible, tragic, challenging, but were keys to growth. They were my karma. I know that. Yes, I know that beyond the shadow of a doubt.
All right, here's a picture of me and Cindy. That's
nice. She's a strong woman, then.
Oh, very, very.
She's she has to be independent. This woman, she just has to be independent. That sort of thing. Mm-hmm. So she can feel in control. She likes people, but she doesn't like fools. She gets pissed off at people who are dumb. Is that true?
I don't know. So, I never asked her.
She has many sides to her, Cindy. I can relate to her. Many sides to her, many facets to her. Yeah. I recognize it in her because I can see that in myself. Yeah. And she's got an open mind. I know that. She's got a very open mind. And an open mind, she gets information. So she understands some basic spiritual principles, that the more you give, the more you get. Yeah. There's no such thing as the well running dry. The more you give, the sooner you'll be filled up. That's how God works.
Yeah, she definitely is. She's a big lover. She loves everybody. And she's concerned, genuinely concerned when somebody's sick or don't feel right or she sees something about them. She's very genuine with that stuff. She never, and her cards are always on the table. Always on the table. Yeah. So, where you can see who she is right by the first word that she speaks. She does not hide anything about herself whatsoever. Mm-hmm. She believes that the universe has put her here for this reason, and she does it. So
music around. I know music around you. Music around her too.
Yeah.
Is there music around her? Is she into music?
Oh, she loves music. Oh yeah. Yeah. So we had another question from Lori. She says, so in your past lives, do you know any of your past lives and what you were?
Yes, I do. I was a contemporary of, check this out. Oscar Wilde, I'm drawn to him. Writers, I wasn't Oscar Wilde, but I know I knew him, was in his circle, and I think I was one of his lovers.
Huh. Cool.
I believe it. And also, I'm very drawn to the Russian writer Dostoevsky, who was a gambler. His wife kept him from bankruptcy, but I relate to him, and his writing inspires me. So writers who gamble, I love them. And Oscar Wilde fascinates me. Do you know anything about Oscar Wilde?
Oh, wait a minute. Oscar Wilde?
Yeah.
Very little.
Tragic figure.
Yeah. Yeah, I know very little about him. But
I need to explore it. Like, I'm writing about it because I want to put it into a work of art. Not so it sounds nonsensical, but so it ties into my own experience, my own life. As a writer, I want to create this recreate this relationship that I know I had with Oscar Wilde in England.
Wow.
Yeah. As his contemporary, as his lover.
Wow.
Yeah. Doesn't that blow you away?
Yeah, it does, actually. I mean, that's amazing. You know, a lot of people.
I've been a man more often than I've been a woman. You know, I'm an alpha woman, as you can see, and kind of dominant. But I have been a man. You know, when I can remember very vivid memory. I'm 4 years old in this kindergarten school in the schoolyard, right? And I suddenly came to this awareness, utter confusion. What is this frail female body? It was a strange. I was aware for the first time that I was in a frail female body. I wasn't pleased at all because I remembered an athletic body, and I became an athlete. I'm athletic. Became an athlete in pursuit of the athlete I once was. Athletes have always meant a lot to me. My best friend is an athlete, and I follow athletes.
Cool. Yeah, I'm trying to get through to Cindy here, and for some reason I can't get through to her.
I send you where I am.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, there she is.
She broke down on the road. Maybe the car broke down.
Oh, I hope not.
Or does she drive?
Yeah, she drives. She drives a van.
Oh.
So, but yeah, so I'm just, I just reached out on another way to get a hold of her and see if maybe her phone's dead. Who knows?
I love the Great Lakes. My brother Jeffrey built his own boat, canoe, and we sailed on the Great Lakes. I love the Great Lakes, the whole area. Very beautiful part of America, northeast, east.
Right.
New York State.
I love New York State. That's where I am. I just wish the taxes weren't so high. Now, Barry Martz is saying, I know when Cindy does a reading for me, sometimes her eyes get really big, so I know she has found something with me and that I never told her about, which is amazing.
Cindy she has a writing talent inside her. She needs to tap into that.
Yeah, well, I've been getting on her ass to write a book, and she still hasn't yet, but I've been trying.
Yeah.
I've been trying.
I'd love to talk to Dominic. He kind of clued into me. I had a good feeling about him. I need to get my book out. I have so much material. I need to sit down and collate it, paste it, copy it, get it done. It'll make me the money I need to buy a racehorse.
All right. Well, I just talked to Cindy. She did reply to me. She just left one job, and she has to go to the other, but she's going to pop in quick to meet you and talk. Right. And that way she has made the show, at least for a few minutes. So, so she'll probably be popping in from her car, but that's okay.
Okay.
As long as she's here. So I know that Tom Nally's in the chat room as well, and he's been working with doing. He's donated his time with bringing back to life this garden that he works in Pennsylvania, and it's massive. It's huge, and he was just saying that the people that used to own the garden I worked on used to believe in reincarnation a lot. So it's very cool,
I think the reincarnation is a part of life, and it's all part of the goal the learning goal, which is to progress and to serve God. It's to worship God and serve Him. So any understanding to that end is what reincarnation should be thought of and addressed as, not simply just to bury yourself in another identity, which may or may not, can be proven. But if it means something as a part of your spiritual evolution, go for it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Dominic says he's looking forward to working with you.
That sounds great. Thank you for me. I really appreciate his kind words.
Mm-hmm.
And if you give my email, I'd love to talk to him.
Yeah, I'll send it to him later today or tonight here. Okay. So Cindy should be popping on here for a second because we only have a little bit of time left, so I wanted to make sure she had the opportunity to meet you.
Look at that.
Beautiful.
Isn't she gorgeous?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, anybody in the chat room have any other questions for Francine while we're waiting on Cindy? Please get them out there. And because this has been a fun interview. This has been great.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's great.
So Tom Nally, he's going to shout out for Tom Nally on his show at 10 o'clock. Awesome. All right, Cindy, come on, let's go. But I find it fascinating with all the stuff that you were texting me through LinkedIn and stuff, and in this conversation, it's always nice to reach out to somebody that's been through a lot, and you certainly have been through a lot in your lifetime.
Yeah, sure I have, man. Wow. But it's been a great trip. I haven't regretted a moment of it. At this point, I went for a long period of being unable to forgive somebody that had betrayed me. That was a bad scene. Psychologists and psychiatrists know betrayal is the worst thing. It's the most difficult thing to overcome. Betrayal, when somebody betrays your trust, it takes a long time to heal from that. But I actually dealt with that, and actually deep in my heart came to forgive the person who did this number on me and betrayed me, a doctor. I forgave him deep in my heart. And that was a huge step forward for me, because I've been burdened by this, my hang-up about being betrayed. So what? Let it go. We have to let it go.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, and go fuck yourself on the way out. Really.
Yeah. I mean, that's it's to me, it's refreshing. I mean, with all the stuff that you've been through, that you still have this outlook, and that it was a trip that you don't regret, that this lifetime, maybe we need to embrace what we have more instead of worrying about things that we don't have or what may happen, because you're here to live. You're here to enjoy the life and the time that you're given.
Life's very sweet, Life is very sweet. If you wake up in the morning and think how sweet it is, give thanks to God, your life will change. Gratitude is the key. You've got to be grateful for what you have, not be pissed off for what you don't have.
Right.
Okay, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, well, for me, I don't get to bed till 5 a.m. normally, so I don't get up till 10. So my day starts at 10. But I take care of my parents. I'm their caregiver. So that's what's that?
Do you live with them?
Yes.
That's nice.
Yeah. And so I do that. The radio. I've written 2 books myself. I've written music. I've written short stories, poetry. I've written a lot of things.
That's great. Yeah. I really want to send you this poem, but I think it got stuck somewhere.
Well, someday when you get time.
Yeah.
I'm going to hook you and Dom up so you guys can talk for sure.
Yeah.
And go from there. And I think it'd be great for both of you.
Encouragement's great.
Yeah. Well, I really want you to finish your book because I'd love to read it. I mean,
so Vince says you got to do it. Like, just do it. And for me, it's part of it is, believe it or not, it's a fear. There was a life when I was a writer and I got hammered for my sexual proclivities, my sexual preferences. There's a kind of subconscious resistance to the success that I'm capable of as a writer. Because I've been a writer, I've earned my living as a writer, and I've got to get this damn book out. Anybody that has ever had that experience, let me know. Contact me. How you got with your blog. That's something I need to get underneath and get this damn. It's just a question of working at it. You sit down and force yourself, and an hour a day, and it will eventually get done. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm there.
Yeah. It's there's people that spend their whole life just trying to figure out who they are, and the next thing they're gone, and it's like I made this pact with myself when I was younger that I'm not going to leave this world without leaving something behind for the future. So that's why I wrote my books. That's why I continue to write music and perform when I can. And
what do you play? What's your instrument?
Actually, I'm the singer. I do the singing.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
What do you like to sing?
Everything. I mean, I love everything from gospel to rhythm and blues to country to rock and roll to what they call alternative world music. I actually enjoy the writings from Bill Miller, who's a Native American writer who writes basically about the reservation, the Indian lifestyle. I love that stuff. So,
who's your favorite artist or one of them?
Oh man, that's tough because there's so many. Oh, here's Cindy.
Oh.
There's Cindy.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi. Look at your cute pink hair.
What?
Look at your cute pink hair.
Yeah.
Cute pink hair. Yes.
So Cindy, Francine, Cindy.
Hi, Francine.
How was your day?
Oh my gosh. It's been hectic, so hence the reason I had to get in on my show with you guys late. Yeah.
So Frances is a psychic medium or a channeler.
Oh, nice. Yes.
Yeah, she's in the process of writing her first book, and she's written poetry. She knows her past lives. I mean, that's why I wanted this connection between you two. It's like you have so much in common.
Yes, I am the same way. I know so many of my past lives. I mean, obviously, I don't think I know all of them, but so you'll have to forgive me because I'm driving, and if I get caught, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble.
No, okay, take it easy. But England means a lot to you. You've really had an experiences in England.
Oh, I can hardly hear you. It's like.
Yeah.
Life experiences in England. You've got a life experiences in England.
She's had a lot of life experiences in England, past life.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
The time of Queen Anne, the reigns of the kings.
Queen Anne, the reign of Queen Anne and the kings, and oh yeah.
Got it. And let's see. Oh my gosh, I have so many.
What the fuck are these here? Why are these on here? These headstones, the graveyard. What's this? What's that about?
Oh, the ones that you're seeing?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. It's just a picture.
Oh, okay.
It's just a picture I found. That's all.
Graveyard, spooky.
The background, you mean?
Yeah, the background.
I love it. It's fun.
You're going to buy a house soon, dear. I feel they're going to buy a nice piece of property soon and relocate. Am I right?
She froze.
Yeah, you broke up a little bit for me too.
She said something.
Soon. Like I see you solidifying, buying a nice piece of property soon, getting it all together, financially, tying up loose ends. But I see you like settling in a nice piece of property. I don't know if you're aware of that, but you will move to a piece of property or acquire one. Did you hear me?
Yeah, she said that she sees you, prospering and coming together, tying up loose ends, and moving in on a nice piece of property.
Yeah, land.
Oh, me?
Land. Yeah.
Me?
Yeah, you.
I just got goosebumps. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna make me cry. That's amazing.
Land is lovely. You'll be very happy there.
She goes, the land is lovely and you'll be happy there. So I have a couple messages here. Nick Muley is saying, Cindy, there you are. Do you have any idea what time it is? I tried calling the police, the hospital, Tom Nailey, the pudding dealer. The pudding dealer.
The pudding dealer.
Okay, this doesn't have anything to do with who I called. Bottom line, we were worried sick about you, he says.
Aw, thank you, Nick. I was okay. I literally had to sign a bunch of documents for people because
That's your job.
my very legal documents job has been very. Listen, it's amazing because I've had so many jobs, which I am grateful for.
Yeah.
The only problem that is the companies, because they do not know how to be on time. Dun-dun-dun. Therein lies the funny part, right? Cindy's never on time, and I'm always getting late documents, right?
Yeah, you're always waiting on somebody else. Tom Naley says Cindy is a rebel, LOL.
I'm a rebel at
And
heart.
Robert White says, I was calling the Muffin Man to see if he had seen you.
The Muffin Man! The Muffin Man!
The one that lives on Drury Lane.
The one who lives on Drury Lane! You guys, thank you so much. I've missed you, and I apologize that my legal document job my notary job has been crazy on Mondays the last 2 Mondays. So as much as I'd love to be with you guys.
It's great. I like people who make money. You know, it's good to work and make money. I'm glad you're successful. I'm glad you're making a buck.
She's glad you're making a buck, yeah.
Thank you so much. Yes, I am quite happy about that myself. Being a single mom is tough.
You have, I know you have 3, I thought you had 4, but Ted told me you had 3. You have 2 boys and a girl?
Say that again, I'm sorry?
2 boys and a girl?
I do have 2 boys and a girl, yes. You're awesome.
Yeah. What are their names? I'll give you a reading. Give me the boys' names.
The boys' names? Jet.
Boys, yes, you can do it.
Jet. Jansen. And the daughter is...
Jansen.
Yeah, those are the boys. Jet and Jansen.
They're very close. Yeah. They're very close. They're very close.
What's that?
Jansen are close. They squabble and fight, but they're very much alike.
They squabble and fight, but they're very much alike.
They both are. Listen, when it comes down to it, I will agree completely 100% with you. They do squabble, but they are very much alike. In the same respect as they have differences, but they're very much alike.
Nice. I feel uplifted with them. Good energy. What's your daughter's name?
What's your daughter's name?
Jessica.
She's sweet. She's beautiful. I think she's very good looking. She's good looking.
Yeah.
She is. I think so. Teddy, don't you think so?
Yeah, she looks like her mother.
She's very loyal soul. A loyal soul.
Loyal soul. Very loyal soul.
Very what? I'm sorry?
Loyal.
Yes, I agree. Yes.
Gentle. And she's very perceptive, intuitive.
Intuitive.
Yes. Very much so.
She's got a sixth sense.
Yep, she knows sixth sense. Yep,
she does.
She's good at math.
She's got a what?
She's good at math. She's good.
She's good at math.
Figures. She's quite a good student.
Figures. She's good at figures.
She's a good student. She's an all-around good student.
Oh, good student.
Yes. So yes, I would agree with that. She does. She is now. Yes. School was not her forte, but she does a lot of learning and research on her own.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. She's individualistic. What's her birthday? What's her birthday?
What's her birthday?
August 7th.
Oh, she's a Leo. Oh,
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. She learned from a very early age not to depend on anybody. She's got a strong spirit, this one. And she's no bullshit, no pretenses. She's a straight shooter.
She's a straight shooter, very independent.
Where's Jessica? Are you okay, babe? Was she driving?
Yeah, she's driving. Yeah, she's driving her van.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
And there's a camera in the van?
It's her phone.
Oh, right.
She said your daughter.
I want to tell Cindy to be careful when she's driving. She has a tendency to speed. You know,
Cindy? Oh, yeah. I've ridden with her when she's... Oh, yeah. Trust me. I know what she drives like.
Wait, what are you saying? You better stop it, Teddy Poo Poo. I'll be home in a few more minutes.
Yeah, she is...
a little less than 5.
Okay. She has scared the shit out of me quite a few times driving.
Oh,
I want to tell Cindy that I want to tell Cindy that she will create a business, okay, to go for it, because it will give her a foundation. It's just whatever small business, but it will be a start for her. Even a tax business, something. You know, she's going to do that in November. Soon.
Yeah. She sees that you're going to have a business, and it's going to be a good business, a strong business for you.
And don't be afraid of it. Go for it. Yeah.
And not to be afraid of it. Go for it.
Okay. Different than what I'm already doing?
I'm telling you, you're going to buy a piece of land. It's going to come to fruition.
Yeah. She says you're definitely going to get you're definitely going to get land.
He's coming into money. There's an inheritance there somewhere. And money coming to her.
There's money coming to you from somewhere.
Bring it on, spirit.
Does she have a mother? What's her mother?
What's that?
Well, her mother, how far? Yeah, her mother lives around her somewhere. How close is your mom?
Yeah. She's within 10 minutes.
Yeah, close to her. You're right.
Nick says that I think Cindy can scare anyone when it comes to driving, literally.
That's funny.
Oh my God, these guys they've been like this all night, just so you know.
I love you guys. I think you guys are quite cheeky tonight.
Cheeky, huh? Nice word, cheeky.
Yeah, I love that word.
I know. I call my nephew's son, who I don't get to see very often. We call him Monkey. So I as a baby, I used to call him my little cheeky monkey.
Yeah.
Aw, cute. That's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who are you referring to? Who's a cheeky monkey? Who?
My nephew's son.
Oh, you close to him?
No, not at all.
Oh.
It's just when he was a baby, he was here a lot. So I used to, I do that with all the kids. I'm all of them. What the hell was that, Cindy?
That was because the windshield wipers were on and it got kind of dry.
Oh. Nick says, you guys, we're always cheeky.
Yes, you are.
But, yeah, you'll have to go back and watch some of this, Cindy, because Frances has got some great stories, and she's actually had some really big things happen to her. She had stage 4 breast cancer and survived it, even though she wasn't supposed to.
Oh my goodness gracious, that's amazing. I'm sorry I had to turn my phone. I just felt like there was going to be a police officer again. And so I put my phone down and sure enough, yes. Let's see, can you see me now?
Just a hair. We can see your hair.
I couldn't get it to stand up because normally I would have my phone in the holder, but the holder broke, so I need to get a new one.
So anyways, we've talked about everything from aliens to religion to faith to Bigfoot and a whole bunch of stuff tonight. We've actually had a good conversation, and it's been fun.
Dang it!
Cindy she's interested in health, right? Cindy is into nutrients, health, vitamins, foods.
Oh yeah, she's been on that. What do they call that? That stupid diet. Keto. She's been on the keto diet.
Yeah, she's gonna go. She would do very well in the business selling nutrients. Spices, herbs, whatever.
Well, that's because she's she'd steal my herbs and then sell them. I know her.
Stop it.
I grow a lot of herbs here, and it's amazing that, like my white sage, it's wintertime here, and it's still growing in the winter.
That's beautiful. What else do you grow?
That's
Marijuana?
amazing.
No, I grow like natural herbs, so it'd be like sage and pepper. I've got 5 or 6 different strains of peppermint, from black peppermint to orange peppermint. I have a grapefruit spearmint. I have spearmint. I've got lamb's ear. I have so many different types of herbs here, and then berries. I have an acre easy of different types of.
That sounds wonderful. It's lovely.
Yeah.
Quite productive, man.
No, I love having it. Cindy was supposed to come over this summer and grab some, but she didn't.
I know. I haven't done anything, Teddy. You know that.
I know. Yes, Tom Naley, we know you have herbs too, and that's not the herb that I have.
We're not talking about the same kind of herbs, Tom.
No, he has the skunky weed.
Yeah, we don't want that kind.
Yeah.
I certainly don't.
Bill Davis is on. He says, yeah, I have a medical herb card. He has his medical herb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen,
Who takes the medical herb?
Bill Davis. He's on here watching the show as well. He does.
Yeah. Me too. I take the medical herb. Me too.
Good. They're still making reference to the pudding, Cindy. I don't know why, but they're not letting up on that pudding at all.
I would love to have some pudding right now. I'm so hungry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nick, I'm not selling my herbs right now because it's wintertime.
Right.
So funny. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to run into the house.
Yeah.
And get on my computer really quickly.
Okay.
All right. So we'll see you in a minute.
See you in a minute. Bye, guys.
All right. Bye. Hello, Mr. Steve Berry. Thank you for joining us. So we got quite a few there still popping in. So Tom Naley says it's not skunky weed. It's only the best for me and my father, for Dad. There you go. That's good. No, Steve, it wasn't driving with Cindy. Cindy was late to the show by, over an hour and 30 minutes, to be honest. But you know Cindy, Sure. Yeah, the good green stuff. So, we'll get her on here and we'll chat for a few minutes, and then we have to get going because the other show starts in a little bit, which would be Real Talk with Dom.
Yeah.
Isn't it going to hurt when she runs into the house? Funny. Yes. Yeah, I'm sure it would. So, we'll have to do, Francis, is we'll have to make another date down the road here and get back on here and do it again. And
poetry organized. I'd love to read my poetry. It's beautiful poetry.
Well, see, Dom has his own show, and I'm sure that he could do a show with poetry with you.
Oh, I would love that. I've got a bunch I would love to read. I just have to. I stored it. The cleaning ladies stacked it somewhere. It was on my desk. Anyway, I'll find it. I would like to work with Dominic and show him my stuff. Yeah,
that would be awesome. That would be great. That would be great.
Yeah.
No questions, man. These guys we must have answered everything they wanted to talk about because there's absolutely no questions in here. But it's like I said, it's been a great show. I mean, we've had fun here tonight.
Yeah, it was great.
That hour and 45 minutes flew by.
Yeah, it sure did. It's great. I'm just gonna get some water. Hang on a second.
Go for it. Yeah, go for it. I'm gonna throw in another commercial, guys. So we're gonna do that real quick, and then we'll come back to Cindy and Francis, and then we're only gonna be here probably 10 minutes or so, and then we're gonna get out of here. But here's a commercial for you guys.
Hey guys and dolls, this is Casey DeVille, the better half of DeVille Inc., Baltimore, Maryland. If you're ever in Baltimore, stop in and see me and Tony. Invisible Bree, 5920 Eastern Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland, 21224. Give us a call if you're in the area at 410-400-9641, or look us up on the web at DeVilleInc.com. DeVille Inc., where we specialize in you.
I told you it was a quickie. So, don't forget, guys, that right after Paratalk Radio, it's Real Talk with Dom. same bat channel, same bat time, 10 o'clock for him for his show. We have some changes coming up here by the beginning of the new year. I can tell you that Talk with Teddy on Tuesday nights is going to end at the end of December. So we are looking for one of the new shows to take that time slot. So Talk with Teddy will be gone. I just don't have time to run both shows. And then we have, of course, there she is. There's the Psychic Cindy. There you is. Is it chilly down there?
Yeah, I'm chilly.
Yeah.
I'm chilly.
Yeah. You're chilly? Hi, I'm Ted Chilly. I betcha you are spicy.
Queen Anne.
Pull this closer.
There you go.
I have a boo-boo on my eye now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a sty and it hurts.
You'd be a very good actress. You're a natural actress. Have you ever wanted to be an actress?
Yes. I was actually...
You have a talent. You'd be a very good actress. You can make money at it.
She's a natural something.
She's an actress. I've seen in the time of the kings and queens, Queen Anne, the time of King James, you really, that period in England?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I haven't had any English ones. Well, I do. I don't know where that was. I know I was a fairy, and I can remember having a lifetime as a fairy, and I was super tiny, but I was in that lifetime. I feel like it was like more towards like the Black Forest and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I can remember. I could smell the earth. I could see the there was what would we call it? Like an army. The army was traipsing through the wood, and I was hiding so they wouldn't see me.
Are you Scottish? Your Celtic background, right? Celtic, Scottish.
So I have had Celtic past lives. Yes, I have Scottish.
Now, when your ancestry is Scottish, Irish.
I have, yes, yep.
Yeah, right.
I have a lot of Irish, Dutch, French, and English, and I can check to see if Scottish. I might have Scottish. I'll check. I did my DNA.
Oh, did you really?
Actress, like for TV, you should do it. Have you ever thought about doing commercials? You'd be good. You'd be a good actress.
Thank you. Yes, I actually was a major in college, and I wanted to be an actress.
Well, there you go. You have a natural for it. You're a natural.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
And a writer, you get into that writing, honey. You do it. You got a good gift there. You got a talent for writing.
Thank you so much.
Bill Davis says, I was told I was a wizard in past life.
Oh, I think so. I think that's right.
All I can think of is the Wizard of Oz when people say that.
The wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Yep.
And also, there's something about you, holy. There's a nun thing there. Have you ever been leaning towards helping others, from your heart, all that,
Oh, yes, I definitely do that. That's what I do now. Definitely.
Yeah.
So the legal documents is just like, the thing you get paid for.
Sure.
And my psychic business is where my heart is, really. Yeah.
So what's your birthday again? It's what?
April 4th. 4/4.
Oh, okay. April 4th. So you're, okay. Which year?
71. British, Irish, French, and German, but I know they use that for Dutch.
Right.
That's basically what
Is your mother still with you? Your mother?
What's that?
Your mother still with you or passed on?
She's here.
Oh, she's here. Who? Your grandmother? You were close to your... That's who I see. Close tied to your mother's mother.
Correct.
Right. Whose name was Anne or Elizabeth or something. Classic.
Oh, my gosh. Anne is her sister, but it's my cousin's mom.
What was her name?
Anne is my grandma's sister.
Exactly.
And she would be around me as well because my cousin and I are super close.
Yeah, so I see Anne so clearly.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to tell her.
Cancer? She had cancer?
Who
had cancer? Who died? Whatever. Anne is with you.
So the one who had cancer would be my grandmother, her sister, Anne's sister.
Right, I get that too, yeah. Yeah, Anne, there you go.
Yes.
She died suddenly, Anne. She died suddenly.
It was. We weren't expecting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, I believe it was a stomach aneurysm, maybe? I'm not certain. I think that's what it was.
You're going to go do, I see a great business opportunity for you, like with herbs and spices and foods and all that. You're a good cook. It's something, you're going to do something to make money. That's what I feel. No degree is great, but it bores you to death. You want something different.
That's interesting. I'd have to think about that.
Your boys must be playing games downstairs because I can hear it.
They're actually watching anime right next to me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could hear it.
Can you guys turn this down? Jet, turn this down, please, a little.
Just a little.
Just a whittle.
Yeah. So, it's amazing that with Frances, I mean, with her having that stage 4 cancer, she was just telling us prior to you coming on that, she hasn't regretted any of it. She doesn't have any regrets, and that she's taken it all in stride, basically.
Yeah. It's just, life is so sweet. I mean, screw it. Just get rid of these losers, That's all you got to do is get rid of these losers. Just let it go and let God, It's a hard lesson. Acceptance is a very hard lesson. But once you accept yourself, it's a huge leap forward.
Exactly. I agree with that. And that's what I tell everybody, to love yourself.
Yeah.
Because when
that's all you have to do. That's all anybody has to do. That's all God wants you to do. Love yourself. Right?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Love and accept yourself, and then most things will fall right into place.
Let me see a picture of Jessica. You got a picture of Jessica?
Oh, I have. Let's see.
Let me see.
You guys in the chat room are too much. Nick Moulet says, I was told I was Tom Nailey in a past life.
Oh my God. You guys are hysterical. And Tom says, LMAO, you so wish.
You like the ocean, Ted. You like the ocean waves, right? The water. You love the water.
I do love the water. I'm just afraid of sharks and alligators and.
You've been on the ocean so many times in your lives, right? That this is a safe harbor for you in this life. Nice safe harbor.
I'm very big into the woods, deep into the woods, the wildlife. I've always wanted to live in a cabin out in the middle of nowhere.
That's amazing. It's awesome, yeah.
I've always wanted to do that. Oh, yeah. Actually, my ancestors, and I was supposed to go to Ireland next summer.
Oh, she's very pretty, beautiful girl.
Yeah.
The spitting image of you.
She's
a very generous soul, very open-minded.
She is, yes.
She's loving.
Yes.
She actually hasn't got a bad bone in her body, this one.
She has a pain in the ass like her mom.
She is a pain in the rear end like her mom.
There's something about it. She sees people quite well. I feel with her that she handles men well. She doesn't get too, affected for too long. She's able to bounce back and just deal with it, I like her. She's independent. Got a sense of humor.
Yes, she definitely has a sense of humor. Definitely. I agree with that. Yes. Right. She's married, and her husband, they've been together for 8 or 9 years.
Yeah. What's the baby's name? The little girl, what's her name?
She doesn't have her yet. Are you seeing her too?
Yeah, a boy. A boy, right? I'm seeing a boy so clearly. But she wants a girl, but there's a boy coming.
I see both. I see a girl.
I know, it's true. It's true. she's going to get there. She needs to do it, but she wants to. That's what she wants.
Yeah.
I do have to make a comment here. Patricia's in here saying, God bless you, Francis. You are the sweetest.
You are the sweetest, Francis. I just love your energy.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. I really appreciate it. I love you for that.
You are so much fun. My gosh, I love your pink curls. They are amazing.
Is it too much?
No. Listen,
No, I love it.
If we weren't in this COVID time frame, I would have my purple hair underneath here and my bright blonde. And so I like to have fun too.
You're beautiful as you are. You have lovely hair.
Ah, thank you so much.
A lot of women would kill to have hair like that, right? What I feel about you is you have a natural class. You're classy. Ted said you like to swear. I see that you're class.
I'm not kidding.
I listen. My father was a trucker, and I learned very well. But I would like to think that I am classy as opposed to trashy, right?
You handle yourself well as such a class. Back class.
I appreciate that.
As we say in horse racing, the horse is back class.
That's right.
Wow.
So
see, I knew you two were going to get along.
I love her so much. Thank you so much, Daddy.
Yeah, well, see, you're actually, Francis is like the third or fourth guest I brought in just for Cindy, so.
You have.
Yeah.
You're very generous. You give a lot to people. You're very big.
Oh, you have no idea.
I just get come your way all your life. It lifts it up,
I get taken advantage of so much. It's not funny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're trying to get Teddy to stop that part.
Well,
yeah.
We don't want Teddy to get taken advantage of.
Yeah, but it's hard because there's so much crap out there today, and people just take everybody else for granted, and it's terrible. You know, so.
Hi, Deku. Yes, this is a live.
Yep. So, but we actually have to go because we are over our time, and the Real Talk with Dom just started like 2 minutes ago, so we can't overlap on his.
Can we ask Prince? Will you just stay on here and come to the back?
Yeah, we'll put her on the backstage with us so you can talk to her for a few minutes. We can do that. So,
yeah.
All right. So let me just end the show, and then we'll go from there. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us here on Paratalk Radio.
What are you doing this week?
Oh, this week, I got a lot on my plate. So, and I've already discussed that Talk with Teddy's going at the end of the year.
Hi, Teddy. Bless you.
I'm not sure who that is, to be honest with you. So
I don't either, but it sounds like.
How'd you like that picture of me? Look at that.
Oh my gosh, that's super cute.
I used to be fascinated. Isn't that neat?
I love it. Super fun.
I'm very vain. When I had money, a lot of money, I used to spend $3,000 a month on Botox and filler, right? Nuts. And Vince, my best friend, begged me to put $100,000 into gold, right? I put it all into my face. I was nuts. Vain. And if I put $100,000 into gold 8 years ago, I would have been worth $50 million today. But I didn't. So I'm saving up to put money in it because it's going to crash again and gold will go up.
Ooh,
Hey, just so you know, Cindy, Cindy, that is my niece Piper.
Oh.
That's who Deku is.
What's that?
Oh, cute.
Yeah, my niece actually. I didn't even know she was on here.
Aw, she's so cute.
She got what she wanted for Christmas so far. It's not Christmas, but she wanted a special Christmas tree. So she ended up getting the LGTB Christmas tree, the rainbow tree. That's what she got for
Oh my
tree this
gosh,
year.
that's amazing, Piper. Oh my gosh, can I have a picture of it? I want to see a picture.
Yeah, I'll send you a picture of her tree. Yeah.
Awesome.
Painting. Artwork, painting is very good for you.
Yeah, painting is. I used to love to draw and paint. Oh, yeah. So, all right. Well, we got to get out of here because I don't want to cross too much of his time. Okay. So, everybody, thank you again for everybody else. Thanks for joining us here. You know that Cindy has her Taco Tuesdays, and she's always up there, so you can always find her on her own show on Thursday nights as well, which is Just Cindy. So you can check her out there as well. So Francis, myself, and Cindy are going backstage. You guys get to pop over and watch Dom's show for a little bit and all that good stuff. Go check it out. He has a great guest tonight. Actually, she owns a witch shop in Alaska, and that's who he's talking with this evening. So that's awesome for you guys to check out. So, Cindy, do you know what time it is?
I do.
Do you? Wherever there's darkness, there's always
light.
Good night, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next Monday. Bye-bye, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Paratalk Radio with Ted Wolf and Psychic Cindy. Catch us next Monday for another fantastic guest. Please check out our show as well as others on the WLFE DB Radio Network. And remember, like, follow, and share with everyone.
Join us at WLFE-DB.com for upcoming shows and so much more.